Good morning, dear students. How are you? I missed all of you. Today, we are going to start our first session, and it will be about the difference between present simple and present progressive.
I work or I'm working. She works or she's working. You work or you are working. Which one? Okay, we will start with Liz. Liz speaks French. She has a newspaper under her arm. But is she speaking French? No, she isn't. She's speaking English. Here Liz again with a different person, and now she's speaking French. So that's the main difference about what are we doing now and what are we doing in our daily routine. Here is another example. This is Ryan. He is having tea with his friend Max. What are you doing these days? I'm studying engineering. And you? I'm working at E5 Cafe until I get a permanent job. And now, with a different one, here is John Stevenson in an interview. What do you do, Mr. Stevenson? I work for Marks and Wilby. What do you do there? I work as a lawyer. So, what's the difference between the two examples? In the first example, Ryan is studying and Marx is working, but they are not happening now and they are temporary, short term, and will finish soon. In the second example, Mr. Stevenson is permanent, long term, and we don't know when will it end. Now, we are going to know the difference between the keywords of the present simple and present progressive. So, the keywords of the present simple are always, usually, often, sometimes, never. And the keywords of the present progressive are at the moment, at present, currently, nowadays, and now. Now we are going to know the difference between the affirmative form of the present simple and present progressive. The affirmative form of the present simple is with I, they, we, and you. We put the verb in the infinitive form. But with he, she, or it, we put the verb with is, s, es, or ies. What about the affirmative form of the present progressive? When we have I, we must put after I am plus verb plus ing. With they, we, and you, we must put are plus verb plus ing. With he, she, and it, we put is plus verb ing. Now we are going to talk about the difference between the negative form in the present simple and present progressive. In the present simple, the negative form is with I, they, we, and you. We must put don't before the verb, and then we put the verb in the infinitive form. With he, she, or it, we must put doesn't before the verb, but this time we put the verb in the infinitive form. We didn't add anything at the end of the verb in the negative form. Okay, now the negative form of the present progressive. if we have I, we are going to put am, and after am we are going to put not plus verb ing. So here in the negative form in the present progressive, we put not after am if we have I. What about they, we, and you? If we have they, we, or you, we are going to put are plus not plus verb ing. So in the negative form, we must put not after are. Okay? With he, she, and it, we are going to put is plus not plus verb ing. Now we are going to know the difference between the question form in the present simple and present progressive. The question form in the present simple, when we have a question, we must start it with do plus they or you plus verb infinitive. Or we can start it with does plus he, she, or it plus verb infinitive. This is about the question form in the present simple. What about the question form in the present progressive? Okay, if we are going to make a question using the present progressive tense, we must start the question with are plus they or you plus verb ing. Or we can start it with is plus he, she, or it plus verb ing. Okay, we have a very important note. We must know it, and it is in any question we change I and we into you, and we change am into are. So if I'm going to make a question and I have I or we we are going to change it into you in the question. Or if we have am, we are going to change it into are. Now it's your turn. Here is 5 situations. Are they short term or long term? Permanent or temporary? You have 10 seconds to think about it. You can pause the video if you want. Okay, here's the answer. Number 1. Siberian leopards live in China. We choose present simple here because it's a permanent situation. Number 2. John and Susan are staying with me until until their new house is ready. So in number 2, we use present progressive because it's a temporary situation. Number 3. Where is Susan? She is flying to Hawaii at this moment. So in number 3, we choose present progressive because this is an action will finish soon. Number 4. What do you do? I work in a bank. I have been there for 10 years. So here again we choose present simple because it's a permanent situation and we don't know when will it finish. Number 5. I go for a walk with the dog nearly every day. So here we choose the present simple because this is a long-term situation and we don't know when will it end.
And now, open your recap sheet, page 3. Now it's your turn. You have 10 seconds to answer this question. If you want to pause the video, you can do it. Okay. Number 1. The train always leaves, is leaving, left on time. So here the correct answer is leaves. Number 2. What's the matter? Why do you cry? Did you cry? Does you cry? Are you crying? So the right answer is why are you crying? Number 3. That's strange. They don't watch, didn't watch, doesn't watch, aren't watching TV. So the right answer is they don't watch. Number 4. He don't speak, doesn't speak, didn't speak, isn't speaking good English. So the right answer is he doesn't speak. Number 5. Please be quiet. I do, does, did, am doing my homework. So the right answer will be I am doing my homework. Okay, from number 6 to 10, it will be your homework. Now it's your turn again. You have 10 seconds to answer these. If you want to pause the video, you can do it. Okay, let's start answer. Rewrite the following sentences. First, I'm going to read all of them and then we are going to answer. Next week, my friends and I go camping in the woods. I organize the food because I like cooking. Dave have a big car with a trailer, so he plan the transportation. Sam bring the tent. He go camping every year, so he have a great tent and lots of other equipment. My wife think we are crazy. She like holidays in comfortable hotels, so she take a trip to Paris instead. Complete. Next week, my friends and I are going camping in the woods. I am organizing the food because I like cooking. Dave has a big car with a trailer, so he is planning the transportation. Sam is bringing the tent. He goes camping every year, so he has a great tent and lots of other equipment. My wife thinks we are crazy. She likes holidays in comfortable hotels, so she is taking a trip to Paris instead. Okay, number 2 in the rewrite following sentences will be your homework. Now let's learn about writing strategies. But before we start, let's watch this video.
Do you get stressed when you have to write? You don't know where to start? Your sentences always sound the same. Writing is terrifying. Here are 6 ways to start a sentence. 1. The subject. One of the best ways to start a sentence is to put the subject first and the verb second. The subject of a sentence is the person, place, thing, or idea. It has to be followed by a verb, a word that tells you what the subject is doing. I cooked spaghetti. The dog ran home. John read a book. Number 2, explaining where or when something happens. You can start a sentence with words that tell you where something is happening. On the beach, there was a shipwreck. Or it could be beside the beach, by the beach, near the beach. You can also start a sentence with words that tell you when something is happening. After school, we played computer games. Or it could be before school. Don't forget to use a comma. Number 3, asking a question. Have you ever thought of starting a sentence with a question? A question makes the reader think. Which songs do you like best? Who is the richest person in the world? Make sure you answer your question in the next sentence. Have you brushed your teeth today? Forgetting to brush your teeth leads to bad breath and tooth decay. ing phrase. You can start a sentence with an action ending in ing. Looking at the clock, she realized she was going to be late. Sitting on the beach, I watched the sun set over the ocean. Running home quickly, she got soaked in the pouring rain. Or you can use a doing word ending with ed. Frightened by the loud fireworks, the dog hid under the table. Excited about her birthday, she woke up very early. If you do start with ing or ed words, don't forget to use a comma before you complete the sentence. 6 ly words. Finally, the last way to start a sentence is using an ly word. Carefully, she tiptoed past the sleeping monster. Hungrily, the dog chewed the bone. These ly words also need a comma before you write the rest of the sentence. Well, now you know 6 different ways to start a sentence. Before you start writing, add them to your plan to remind you to use them, and you'll find that writing isn't so scary after all.
Okay, after knowing the ways about how to start a sentence, let's learn how to write a paragraph. What is a paragraph? A paragraph is a series of organized sentences related to a single topic or idea. In a paragraph, series of sentences are written one after the other without any gap. I repeat, they are written one after the other without any gap. Paragraph writing is a form of creative writing and hence requires a lot of thinking. You need to ask questions to yourself like who, where, what, when to gather information about the given topic. A paragraph is divided into 3 parts. Introduction, which is very important part. Always remember, we need to focus a lot of the spot in this part. The body. Body is the main discussion about what you are writing. And conclusion. Conclusion is the last part of the paragraph, its end or result. Always remember, introduction and conclusion should be really impressive. So, paragraph, as we discussed, is a series of organized sentences. These sentences can be divided into topic sentences, supporting sentences, adding more details, and conclusion. Topic sentence is the main introduction of the paragraph. And supporting sentences, This support the main sentence, that is, they give us more information about the topic sentence. Adding details means to add more details to the supporting sentences. And last is the conclusion, to conclude the paragraph you need to write 2 or 3 sentences. Always remember, topic sentence is the introduction, the supporting sentences, and adding more details to it make the body of the paragraph, and conclusion is used to conclude the paragraph. It's time to give you some tips for writing a good paragraph. Introduction and conclusion should be very impressive. Always remember to focus on the start and the end of your paragraph. Paragraph shouldn't be very lengthy. Don't drag the topic by repeating the same information. It makes your paragraph boring, and we need to avoid that. New ideas make a paragraph more interesting. Always remember, your paragraph should be different from others, and different ones are always more interesting. Now, let's write a paragraph about my favorite game. It's a very interesting topic. We all love games, and of course, there is one which is your favorite. So, today we are going to write a paragraph on my favorite game. But as I told you before, writing a paragraph, we need to think a lot. So here, let's start thinking. How we are going to introduce the paragraph, what should be to the body of the paragraph, and how to conclude it. Now, since the thinking part is over, let's write the introduction of the paragraph. My favorite game is cricket. Cricket defines passion. It shows how countless dreams turn into reality. This is a great start for our paragraph. So, this is how we need to make the introduction very impressive. Now, let's write the body of the paragraph. That's writing a few more supporting sentences and include the details. And these sentences need to be related to the introduction. That's about cricket. That's my favorite game. So let's write. It's one of the most popular games, not only in India but across the world. It's the national game of England, but it's played all over the world. It's played between two teams consisting of 11 players each. The ultimate aim of the team is to score higher than the other. I have been playing this game since I was 4 years old. Watching others play is as exciting as playing it. We can add a few more details about the game that you choose to write about it if you wish to. So, that is the body of the paragraph, which includes supporting sentences and the details. Now, to write the conclusion, all you need to do is to talk about how passionate you are towards this game, and we can also mention how popular this game is, and that's all we need to do for writing the conclusion. Now, let's have a look to the paragraph that we have written. So here we go. The blue part shows the introduction. The red part is the body of the paragraph, and the purple one is the conclusion. See how simple it is? And the conclusion is, I love watching and playing cricket. It's my dream to become a cricketer and join the Indian cricket team. Always remember, imagination is the key to become a successful writer. And creative writing is all about imagination. So always think and then write. So that's all for today. Your homework will be on page 3 and 4 in your recap sheet. Okay, goodbye. See you next time.